But I think when you're a virgin, like people just assume, well, what do you know? Like
dangerous. That's
I think people don't speak about this enough.
Do you think so?
I don't think people speak about this enough. Why? I don't think people speak about celibacy.
No, we're about to go deep here. Well, I guess the thing is that I don't think. Let me be very clear. I don't think the act of traveling with your boyfriend, because I'll be very frank and honest, I believe in sex after marriage. I don't believe in sex before marriage. I'm just going to say plain. I don't believe in sex before marriage.
Celibacy. You believe in celibacy.
Exactly. So, like, I just think that going on holiday puts you in that predicament of you potentially having sex. And I mean, the sun is shining. You are looking glorious. Yeah. He is looking glorious. I don't imagine going to, Iceland or something like that, something cold.
You're
or something.
like Portugal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm
Dubai.
talking about
the sun is shining
on me. The sun is shining. I'm wearing some good colours and you two are wearing some good colours. Honestly, I feel like it's about to go down. So I would rather just not put myself in that predicament until after I am married.
So you wouldn't even do a UK staycation?
If we're going with
friends, I would go.
Yeah, if we're going with
friends, I would go.
You two?
If it was just us two,
so you would never spend the night with the person that you're with?
I don't need to. Why do you need to?
Like in the same room.
Same room.
It's dangerous.
That's dangerous, man.
Dangerous. That's really dangerous.
I think
when the atmosphere changes.
This is not a conversation.
But that's like, would you stay at their? I would stay at their house though, but obviously in another room. Like I would stay over at their house in another room and stuff like that.
I think people don't speak about this enough. Do
you think so?
I don't think people speak about this enough. I don't think people speak about celibacy. I don't think people speak about those type of scenarios enough. I'll be really honest.
Interesting.
When was the last time or you saw on social media a conversation like this?
I don't know. I just think as a whole, sex is not talked about enough in the church. I just feel like sex as a whole is not a topic that we we really delve into.
I think if you have sex, you speak about it. If you don't have sex, you don't really speak about it.
I think when you're a virgin, like people just assume, well, what do you know? Like you have nothing to bring to the table. Like all my days, all your desires just are squashed inside a couch. Like people don't talk to you about it. They kind of just think, yeah, you'll get it when you get married or whatever, when you decide to have sex. But like, I don't know, like it's kind of true what Rachel says, like the Christian community they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about sex enough.
But why don't you think they talk about it? Is it because it's quite taboo, or is it because it's just said that you just don't have sex before marriage?
Yeah, and I just don't think that maybe, I don't know. I think part of the taboo thing is part of the thing. I think that in the church that people have kind of made sex to be a bad thing.
It's a mechanical thing.
But it's not a bad thing.
If you were to have sex.
Yeah, like I think as a whole, like I've heard stories of people like having this false ideology of sex, and when they get married, they find it very hard to not feel like they're doing something wrong whilst they're having sex.
Wow. Yeah,
when these times the Lord has blessed a marriage for the let's be having sex.
I say this to you guys all the time, that I think like, okay, we wait for so long to have sex, and then when you get married, you think sex is just going to be this amazing thing and everything's just going to fall into the right place. I was thinking about that this morning. Do you remember when I told you? And I feel like I kind of bursted your bubble a little bit, or when we had that you don't kind of know.
The thing is that you can burst my bubble, but my bubble's still blown. Yeah, that's the maddest thing. Like I don't think
it will reappear.
The thing is that I don't think, as someone that's not married, I think that you will always have this ideology of what you think it's gonna be like until you get there.
Yeah, until you do it.
Do you get what I mean? And people can tell you might not having the first night.
It's like childbirth.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So I think that
that I'm very scared of.
Really?
Oh wow!
I saw a TikTok of a lady. She had dentures. Because she had lost all her teeth.
Oh my God, I saw that on Twitter.
No.
I saw that on Twitter.
I don't think men, honestly, the push present is not enough. Like, you lot cheat on women. And I just find
that are pregnant.
Astounding.
That are pregnant.
Because giving a life into the world is a miracle. Men don't understand it. Because women lose teeth. Some of them still have their periods all 9 months. Some of them
some have their periods whilst they're
Are you whilst they're pregnant.
I didn't know that.
Whilst they're pregnant. Some people their color changes.
That was my golden ticket. That was really
some
my chance
people
to
their color changes completely. Like they could be my color, then they'll actually just go completely dark. Like really dark. Like the madness that goes on when you have a kid, Now you can't just have a kid for any Tom, Dick and Harry.
You can't have a kid.
You can't, man.
Yeah, we speak about that a lot.
I'm really sorry for those that have kids with Tom, Dick and Harry.
Be careful who you have kids with.
I feel like men don't have that conversation enough.
No, at all.
No, because
but I wonder why.
And
though.
women, actually, no, we all don't have
Women
conversation
don't.
enough.
But I think sometimes as women, yeah, we have this like body clock that kind of makes us think that we should settle. Women are more likely to settle than men are.
now
course,
there's now there's science
because-
where you can freeze your eggs. So freeze your
But
eggs.
for what cost? Do you think everyone can do that?
I'm not gonna lie to
That's
you.
very true.
Yeah, I
Do you
know.
think
That's actually
everyone
very
can
true.
do
Not
that?
everybody can
In
do that.
America, maybe.
I know, but really and truly, the ones that can, let's be freezing our eggs and wait for the right ones. Because honestly, having a kid by the wrong guy who's like telling you he wants to have the kids on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when you are slaving.
What would you do, babes?
Nah. I'm having custody on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sunday.
I'm not having
Don't
full
worry
you
about
guys are
Monday
mad.
to
Nah,
Friday.
man,
Don't
whilst
worry.
you're out here doing hot boy summer every summer,
And I'm begging for- and I'm begging for child support.
Nah.
No.
And then the kids are like, "Mommy, I don't want cereal. I want eggs." No,
Oh my god.
This is all we have.
No.
no. And then, "Mommy, I hate you." "Oh, Daddy, I love you." No, then you're gonna hate Daddy too, man.
Yeah. So I don't even know how we got into that topic, but yeah, we were talking about celibacy, and we're talking about obviously sex after marriage, and then not going on holiday. Then, yeah. So that is your primary factor as to why you wouldn't go on holiday.
Yeah, I don't think the act of going on holiday with some people can go on holiday with their boyfriend and they wouldn't do anything. Some people wouldn't do anything. I would just prefer not to put myself in a situation where I could potentially, you know.
Yeah, I think one shoe doesn't fit all. So whatever works for you works for you. I just think, me personally, it's not my bag. It's not something I want to do.
Yeah.
But like if it's like a group holiday and we're all going, yeah, cool. Like why don't you?
And
go
there's
through?
no temptation then.
There is still temptation, but there's people around.
But there's like
So you're less. I feel like
accountability
there's
You're more
there's a bit more.
distracted.
Yeah, there's a bit more accountability.
Okay, so we're going to bed. Yeah, you go to that door. But I don't know. It can still happen anyway.
In this day and age, that is so difficult. I think a lot of what we're saying can be quite alien to people.
that is the maddest thing. When
We sound crazy.
it's mad because
Well,
when
you
I
sound crazy.
yeah, like this whole idea of like I think even just not like waiting till marriage to have sex, I think is a very wild thing for a lot of people. And I think because we all kind of believe more or less the same things. When you go out and you talk to other people, you hear other people's what their beliefs are on these sort of topics. You realize that this is a very this is not a popular train of thought.
At all.
People don't think like this or
At all.
abide by these sort of standards. And the thing that I said this to you guys today, I find it so wild that I think this topic of sex is a debatable topic in the Christian world. I didn't think it was. I thought everybody was kind of on the same page, but we're not. Like everybody and some will even defend from a biblical perspective why they don't think you should wait for sex till marriage. And I think that's very wild. But you know,
Each their own.
yeah.
Yeah,
Only God can judge me.
And I think
That's one of the
when
things
we
that
were
they
in
say.
school, and we used to have this conversation. Yeah, I just thought, yeah, that's just how it is. Like, do you know what I mean? That is just how it is. And then you go to university, and then you finish university, and then you're in adulthood now. And I feel like this conversation about sex before marriage is just so alien to so many people in terms of dating nowadays. Like, I think men sometimes might not even believe that you're a virgin.
Well, yeah, you get a lot of guys who are like, they'll just do this whole thing of yeah, okay.
They don't believe it.
Then they'll just do the whole come round to my house to do what when we have open air. God gave us free air.
Oh God.
Do you think that puts you off dating?
I don't like the idea that sometimes, I'll be frank, I don't like the idea that sometimes men will think of you as a challenge. Because they know that you're, because you've disclosed now that you're a virgin, it's almost like, really, let me see. Because I'm sure that, not in a bad way, because everyone stumbles, the walk with Christ is hard, and also the walk of not having sex is really hard.
It's tough.
It's tough. Just saying, it's just really tough out here. So I can understand where some men will, they'll encounter girls who are like, I'm actually not going to have sex, or I'm being abstinent, and then they kind of fall into actually having sex. So then for some guys, it's like, yeah, right, you said that you're not gonna have sex, so then they think every Christian girl's like that. But I don't like some of the men who believe it's a challenge, whether they want to admit it or not. Some men actually operate that's how it comes across to you, that you are asking me to do all these things that I've already told you I felt uncomfortable with, because you think this is a challenge. It's not a challenge. We're not. This is not Takashi's Castle. We're just not doing that. And you have to be careful, because if someone catches you on a weekday,
it's finished. It's all over, Jackie.
You're done out here, mate.
It's all over.
That's why you have to have accountability.
Do you feel like as friends we hold each other accountable?
When we're ready to tell the truth.
That's such a good question. That's a really good question. I think it depends on what you are talking about in regards to accountability. I feel like that's the thing. I feel like you get people that have different people for different types of accountability.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I think it depends on what you're talking about. Like, I don't know, are we talking specifically in regards to the topic of like sex before marriage and relationships and things like that?
I think just in general, because I think you guys, we hold each other accountable. You guys hold me accountable.
Yeah, but I think there's a level of...
like a lot of regard. In
Yeah.
a lot of regard, whether that's career wise, whether that's kind of get your ass up and let's get this done, thinking about life, whether that's about men or whatever, friendships even. I think there is accountability. Maybe the accountability is stronger in certain areas than other areas, but I think as
There's
a
a level
whole
of accountability.
there is
Yeah, I would agree with that.
accountability.
I would agree with
It's
that.
not like, oh yeah, you do whatever you want and blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
are you thinking about this?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
But
But
it's usually the one hammering on.
Yeah,
but the thing is that I feel like
It's
getting,
not
I
black and
think
white. This
when
is
the,
black and
the
white,
moral
black and
high
white.
ground.
It's not. This is not right, man.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, yeah, I've heard you, Rachel. I've heard.
Yeah, because it's not easy.
Because as long my thing is that as long as when you go to bed you think about what you're doing twice, I'm happy.
I don't really
Yeah.
ever. Sometimes I don't need to tell Rachel, because I can hear her in my ear
Yeah,
when I'm doing something that maybe I shouldn't be doing.
yeah.
And I don't like the idea of like ever like having to take my tails between my legs to my friends.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
times that's
What do you
I-
mean?
Like I don't like
This
having.
English that you've English today, you've really
I think I know what you mean. Like
today.
you have, like when we sit around a table, we have dinner or whatever. Like
have to-
I can't lie to you guys. I can't lie to you guys.
I think that's really good though.
I can't lie
That
to you
makes my
guys.
heart happy.
Sometimes that
I
means
can't
that
lie
you
for-
might not
but
see
my-
me for a couple of months because of it. But
Yeah, but I'm always questioning. Rachel was very much like, yeah, she'll come back when she wants. And
Honestly,
I'm like, no.
I'm sitting here patiently. It's big one thing. Bim will look at me, she'll be like,
Something is wrong.
Something's not right. Something's not right. I'll
Yeah,
just be like,
I don't know. I just always sense, like, I know, nah, this is
The maddest thing is that sometimes her intuition is actually
A1.
It's actually
A1.
pretty much, and sometimes I don't want to believe it. I really don't.
intuition,
But-
observation,
But
A1.
Holy
baby.
Spirit, what like it is just
Me and God, we on the landline. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. It's not just that.
It's right,
It's
I knew it. I knew it.
it's also the psychology thing. I think that teaches you to be a bit more
Observant.
Yeah.
observant.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think people often, because of my personality, very extroverted, I think people think I'm just not looking at anything. It's like a tortoise shell. Now you're
no, I think I
Like
was
a
just very
Lindt chocolate.
reactive. I was just very reactive. Like
Yeah.
I was literally like a ticking time bomb. Like tell me, say the wrong thing, and I will like
Yeah,
blow up.
you'll blow.
I will blow up. Like tell me the wrong thing, say the wrong thing. Whereas I think now I appreciate the accountability we have. Do you see what I mean?
yeah,
Like
because it's always coming from a loving place.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah. I
yeah.
think, but I think our methods are very different. Whereas
That's true.
Rachel with you is very soft. I don't get that.
I didn't think I'm very soft with Priya. I don't think I'm soft.
Rachel is not
Not in a
soft.
I don't think I'm
Not in
soft.
a horrible way, but not in like like you're very soft, but
your language.
Your tone and your diction is very soft. Like it's softer than when you're speaking to me. But I just think it's the proximity of things. Like so, I think we're very careful in sometimes how we approach Priya because we are aware of her. Like of her behavior. You tell her something. You tell her,
No, you're acting like I'm a problem
you
child.
tell you
Sticky
something and
ground.
you might disappear for 5 weeks.
I'm
And we
a
have-
problem
That's true.
child.
we have
That
to-
is
yeah,
true.
I will always say to Rachel, okay, how do I approach this? Because I don't actually know if I say something now, you might not talk to me for 5 weeks, and then now I'm just
That's never happened.
this girl is absolutely out of
That's-
her goddamn mind.
5 weeks, Bibbs.
No, but okay, I'm just giving a like reference point of like maybe you might say I need to think. And that thinking is going on,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
seeing you on Instagram with friends, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's what people,
yeah.
people be like, she's out. She's out with friends. She says she's thinking.
if you're thinking, really
thinking at the bar. But yeah.
Do you feel
yeah.
like my tone with you is not soft?
sometimes you're very soft, but most of the time you're very. Like,
I'm trying to be better with the way I approach this stuff.
but I know that I know like the accountability is always coming from a place of love, so I try not to internalize it as like this is an attack on me.
Yeah.
As opposed to like raw, like this is someone I've known for a very long time who has grown with me, and
Yeah.
only wants to see the best for me.
Yeah.
And I honestly, that's how I think about it. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone wants to see the best for me, it's my two best friends. And I know,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like, maybe their tone isn't great. So I can tell them later, I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
But-
and we do that, I think, now. And I think over this last year, we've really, like, started do that more. And we're very honest with each other.
Yeah.
With
You've
all of
definitely grown the most out of
You
us.
have grown.
Rachel.
Oh yeah,
You've
the
grown.
last year has been a revelation.
You've grown.
Rachel
You've grown a lot.
has
It's beautiful
grown
to see you grow.
Rachel has grown in terms of, like, she still sees things black and white, but I think she's become a lot more emotive. Like, you can have a conversation with her, yeah, and not that, like, I can feel like she's present, like, really connected. Like, oh, like, you know, you might shed a tear with me here. Okay, like, we're hearing.
You feel like I would have shed a tear before.
You
No.
have shed a tear.
That's
with
mad,
me.
you know, because I think Joanna said the
'cause
same thing as well.
I
She
think
said
the
that
three
you're
of us used, like the Coloma thing, we were very much like, we're hard bodies. We don't need to cry. And I genuinely feel like over the years, I've seen, like, you've become very emotive, very much, like, very present. Like, I feel connected in that sense. Whereas Priya
That's
is
interesting.
just over the year, like, the honesty, I've really, like, been like, go home. I have to respect it.
Yeah, no.
Have to
The way
respect it.
you've grown, it's beautiful to. That's the thing. I think, like, having long-term friendships, it makes you see, like, the growth. And I think that just, like, even I think both of you, like, I would say this, like, you've grown in different ways in it, but like you've grown, like.
Yeah, well, if you think about the age, like, we were 17 when we met.
Yeah.
We're now 27,
16.
16, and we're
I
now
was
20
17. I started Cologne on the day of my birthday.
Yeah.
She actually came.
And now we're
Weird.
20. And now
Why
we're
would I not come?
27. We're
Oh,
27. But okay, before we finish, then I just have one question. If you were to wrap up so far of your 20s, or what you've learned in your 20s, what is one word that you would use to describe?
That's such a good question, and I love it.
One word.
Informative.
Okay. Informative. Do you want to quickly expand on it?
Informative, because what I perceived my 20s to be when I wasn't 20 is not what it's been like. And every journey, every year, I've learned something that will propel me or make me reevaluate about me as a person, as a friend, as a daughter, as a sister, God willing, as a wife, as a mom. Like, it just is informative. I either learn from myself or I learn from others.
Amazing. Thank you. Rachel, what about you? One
I
word.
think I'd say blessed. I'd say blessed, and I'll give you the reason why I'd say blessed. I think coming into my 20s could have been very, very different. Like, it could have been a very different
Amen.
story of what my 20s could have been.
Hallelujah.
And I think that sometimes,
Let her talk, man.
oh goodness sake,
Let her talk.
I feel like sometimes you don't, like, coming into my 20s, and, like, I'll be transparent here, experiencing heartbreak and stuff like that. It you kind of question it at that time you're experiencing it, but then as time goes on, you realize that like, I'm grateful for having to experience that so that I could have so that I can be where I am now. And I think that life could have been very different. I could have been a very different person should life have taken another turn, if that makes sense. But like I was saying to Bim the other day, I was literally, I often reminisce. Like, I'll go through my phone, I'll look through my pictures and stuff like that. And I was like, I've really enjoyed my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I've really had fun in my 20s. Like, when I said this all much, I even said to myself this morning in the mirror, I said, when I sleep at night, I sleep well.
Yeah.
Big man thing, I fall asleep on my pillow. Like, there's no one, like, there's no headache on my head. I sleep and I sleep
There's
well.
no
And I
burden on
think
my
just
shoulder.
like being, like, I desire marriage. By God's grace, that will happen and stuff like that.
Amen.
But, like,
Any sweet
I've
ones,
enjoyed
go for it.
being single in this time and enjoying my singleness in this time, being able to travel, being able to see, okay, cool, where's my life going as myself, being able to experience God, being able to develop in my friendships. I have enjoyed my 20s. Like, I've really enjoyed it, and
It's not over.
It's not over. There's 3 more years left of it and stuff like that. But I'm genuinely very, very, like, I don't think words will even do it justice. I'm very thankful to God for what He has brought me in my 20s, and I feel like my 20s has been very blessed. So yeah,
I love that.
What about
I
you?
love that. Yeah, I think for me, genuinely, I think it's revolutionary. Would be the word.
powerful. It was heavy.
revolutionary.
But then
It
they'll
was
say
heavy.
I'm bringing English, but look at that.
Revolutionary.
It's genuinely like, like at 20 or 21, I got married. I'm now 27. The person, literally like you, when I look at pictures of when I was 20, 21, and then 22, 20. Like, so much has happened, and I've just gone with the flow and the waves of this motion, and I never ever really stopped to think about what that is. And it's only really in this last year that I've stopped and thought, whoa.
Because COVID
so
made us stop,
much
COVID made us stop.
COVID
Boy,
made me stop.
If you don't want to face yourself, COVID is going to make you face yourself.
And that's one of the
You're
things.
facing it, man.
Listen. It's
I'm
just been.
standing with the man in the mirror.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
that is so true.
It's just literally you and your thoughts,
Yeah.
and it's just so much has happened in just 12 months that I've thought, oh my goodness, and I've had to force myself to stop and think about what life has been over the last like 7 years, and it's been crazy. So yeah, I would say I'm revolutionary.
I like that.
100%.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I really like that.
But anyway, that kind of brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much
I loved
for
it.
Defo coming
spending the
back.
day
I loved it,
with me. Did you enjoy
I
yourself?
did enjoy myself.
Yeah.
The conversation will continue in the car.
It
Anyway.
will continue, and it always does. So thank you so much, guys, for coming. Thank you everyone for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share,
Should
do
you be
all
talking
what
to
you
the
got to
camera?
do.
Who you talking to? You talking to us? Because I would have been subscribed
Wow,
already.
it's the office, you know. It's that when you know you look right directly.
Pan, screen.
Thank you everyone so much for listening. Thank you to Rachel and Bims for being here today.
No worries.
If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, comment, do anything that you need to do.
Support.
Please also follow my Instagram account at It's Tea with P. I'm looking forward to your feedback. If you have topics that you want us to discuss in the next episodes, please let me know. If you want these guys to come back in season 2,
They definitely do.
You want me back here? Don't lie.
And do
It'll
you
be
think you'll
nice.
have merch by then?
I don't know. We'll see. You know,
Yeah,
we'll
let
see.
people-
We'll
if you
manifest
want-
that.
if you
Them
want-
ones, the people need to be watching, so the likes,
Yeah,
so you can,
So then I
so
can.
they can
If
be
you
paying hair.
Yeah.
And when they pay hair, then
She
we
pay
get
me.
we get merchandise.
Because
You know what
I
mean?
need to charge her for the face.
yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, that's a wrap.
Do you know what I was thinking the whole time?